Hey guys, 80s Revolution here with a very special episode. Is that what these are? Are these episodes? These YouTube things? All right, if it is, this is a very special episode. This is not your standard Blu-ray pickup day. Today, I hit up a toy show, a local toy show that's put on twice a year. And it's in April and December. And obviously this is the December version, so I've been looking forward to this one for half the year now. Got to that toy show, didn't disappoint. Definitely going to show you guys what I picked up to add to the nerd cave. Haven't done a lot of toy pickups with you guys, and that's kind of why I originally started this channel. But today I make up for it. Hang in there, we'll get right to it. But there are some standard Blu-ray pickups from the past week or since my last Blu-ray update. Nothing spectacular, and I'm going to go through them quickly. These are all pawn shop pickups, and they are all $2.99 a piece. In the horror genre, we've got 30 Days of Night. I'm not a big vampire movie fan at all, but this has gotten some pretty decent reviews by some pretty decent horror aficionados on YouTube, so I am going to watch it. Devil, which is kind of an interesting one. It basically takes place in an elevator. People are trapped in an elevator. Supernatural things are happening. Scary things are happening. People are dying. Can't figure out of the people that are trapped in the elevator who's knocking each other off until he or she is revealed at the end. It's okay. I mean, again, for $2.99, I'm going to grab it and add it to the collection. It is a movie that I would watch more than once. And, that's kind of how I deem what I'm going to buy and add to the collection. Will I watch it more than once? I've already watched this once. I picked it up again, and I'd like to watch it again. So that's your answer. Non-horror. Again, I'm not going to venture out too much into mainstream, Adam Sandler stuff and Chris Farley. But, Dumb and Dumber for $2.99 is a pretty good pickup. I like this movie. It's funny. Makes me laugh every time. Definite rewatch value. I will not be getting Dumb and Dumberer, and I won't get the silly remake. I don't even know what it's called, but this is the original, and it's the best, and it's funny, and you can watch it a bunch of times and laugh every time. Academy Award winning Unforgiven. Not a big Western fan, but this is a good movie. Top 100 AFI movies of all time. So check it out, Unforgiven. Okay, that's enough of that crap. I've got some thrift store finds. You'll recall from my last video, I praised Goodwill for having decent prices on a couple of things that I was interested in, instead of their usually ridiculously inflated prices. I went back to another Goodwill last week and did good again. For me, these are some unique items. Some of you aren't even going to know what this stuff is. I like this stuff. It means something to me, and I'll tell you why. So the first thing I got at Goodwill. So I told you in the beginning of this, way back in video number 1, that I was a big bowling fan when I was a kid. And I actually, part of, a subcategory of my collection is bowling games. I've got a couple that I haven't showed you yet. I've got one that I did show you. And this is just another dice bowling game. This is actually from the 70s. This is 1974, 2 years before I was born. But I had versions of this. I don't know if I had this particular box, but I had versions of this game because I was a kid who was obsessed with bowling. And so I would get these little dice games, for Christmas and things like that. So kind of like bowling Yahtzee, shake up the pins, throw them, shake up the dice. The dice have pins on them. You roll them out of the cup. If a pin is showing, that's, that's the pin that you left in bowling. If there's no pin showing, you got to strike. So it's pretty cool. And this was like $2.99 at Goodwill. I never see these things, never see something, not this old. They definitely have games from the 70s at Goodwill, but just something that I was interested in. So I definitely grabbed that, throw it on the shelf. And the other thing that I got from Goodwill, which may or may not resonate with anybody, here. But so as a kid, I watched Nickelodeon all the time. You Can't Do That on Television. The show called Out of Control, which was hosted by Dave Coulier, who went on to be Uncle Joey in Full House. Mr. Wizard's World, obviously. Double Dare, cartoons, things like that. But so that would be in our house all day, Nickelodeon. My sisters were younger, and so they would watch a couple of shows that came on in the morning, and they were geared more towards, 5 and 6 year olds. Pinwheel was one of them, and there was another one, Today's Special. Can't believe I'm remembering these, but those are some old Nickelodeon 80s younger kid shows. Anyway, on Nickelodeon, they would run a particular commercial all day. They would run this commercial 10 times a day. If you were watching Nickelodeon from morning to like afternoon or something, they would run this commercial all day. And it was for something that you could order. And it is, how many of you have ever heard of Sweet Pickles? Sweet Pickles preschool program. Basically what Sweet Pickles is almost like a home tutoring collection of flashcards and just learning, learning exercises for kids. Maybe not necessarily homeschooled kids, but kind of like flashcards. Like you would, each one of these cards has different school-based, learning-based activities that you would do with your kid. So this is called Sweet Pickles, and I just remember, this little girl on the commercial at the very end of it. She said, "Sweet Pickles works for me," and I don't know, that commercial I've seen a million times. It's burned in my brain. I have never seen this before. I've never seen it, outside of a TV commercial where you had to order it. So apparently, somebody ordered this back in 1985 and decided to give it to Goodwill. And I've got it for $2.99. The Sweet Pickles van or Sweet Pickles bus with all of the Sweet Pickles activity cards inside. I love this thing. It's got some sticker wear, so I've got to, do some taping and things like that. But is it a blowaway item? Is it worth $1 million? No, it's actually selling on eBay for like $30. I paid $2.99. It's not one of those blowaway items, but it's just one of those rare oddities that really wasn't sold in stores. You had to get it through an 800 number. Now I have Sweet Pickles. So, all right, a couple of other things. Pop figures. I didn't even know this thing existed. I was buying some for my kid for Christmas, and I was going through the batch, and stores do not, set these up well at all. I mean, they basically stack them in this 3 or 4 deep cube, and you have no idea what's behind the first couple of layers, and you got to dig and search, and it's a giant mess. But as I was searching for a couple of ones for him, I saw one that I didn't even know existed. Part of my video game genre, horror and video game I'll collect. This is Q*bert, very cool 80s icon in the Atari video game platform. So here is our little friend Q*bert. Nice bright orange. He goes along well with his Pac-Man brother. Luckily, there are no more Q*bert figures. There are no little bad guys, a snake, nothing like that. Q*bert is a one and done, so I don't have to obsess about finding other Q*berts. Also at Toys R Us, I saw something that I haven't seen there in a long time. A NECA figure, and I don't usually buy these things because I don't know, I could just get too deep into it, but there was the Freddy Krueger New Nightmare NECA figure. NECA, if you know anything about NECA, there's certainly amazing detail on these. Kind of like really, truly an adult action figure. You're not gonna, there's not much play value with these. No, 6-year-old is really gonna get into these. Really an adult action figure, an adult collectible. So since it's an adult collectible, and I have the mind of a 15-year-old, out of the package he came, so that he could live on his shelf. But if you're interested in packaging, if this is making you very, very upset right now that he no longer lives in there, I'm sorry, but my toys live on a shelf. So Freddy Krueger NECA from the new Nightmare movie, the last movie, the less than stellar movie, and it comes with a changeable head, which is weird. It's a nice feature, but this head was actually in the movie, for all of 10 seconds, as Freddy's kind of dying for the last time, and the demon is coming out of him, and you see this head for a minute, for 30 seconds. But still cool nonetheless. He joins my shelf with my other Freddy Krueger NECA figure and my Jason Voorhees figure. Glad to have him. All right, so the toy show. Again, like I said, this local toy dealer, local baseball card dealer, puts on a toy show 2 times a year, and I was able to get there this year. I've gone the past 3 years and I've done pretty well. I brought $140 with me, and I left with $3. I did stop for breakfast, so I spent about maybe $124 today. I'll save the... Okay, so here we go. I have a little Dukes of Hazzard collection right behind me, right there. And I saw this guy sitting on shelf. And it's nothing really special. It's a piggy bank. And the stickers are coming off, so I've got to do a little work on those. It's a little dirty. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It is an official licensed Dukes of Hazzard product. And there's a little coin slot, but I just thought this was pretty neat. Again, sitting on a shelf. I walked past it a few times, and before I left, I said, I may not see this thing again. This is not something I'm just going to buy off eBay. There's lots of other stuff I want to buy first, but this was sitting there. It was the end of my day, and so I grabbed this Dukes of Hazzard, pretty jumbo plastic piggy bank from the A.J. Renzi Corporation, and licensed by Warner Brothers, of course. So it is an officially licensed product for the Dukes of Hazzard, and anything officially licensed for the Dukes, I'm good with. Nice little addition to the Dukes of Hazzard shelf. Okay, I really haven't taken you through my TV guide collection, but I like to pick up TV guides from 80s, maybe up to 89 or so. And I have maybe a stack of 10 or 12 right now. Never really see these at a toy show, but they were there, and they were in a $1 bin. The guy had a sign on the box that said, "Retro Vintage TV Guides, $1 a piece." And these were the only 2 TV guides that were pre-2003. So there was a bunch of TV guides from the 2000s, and then one from 84, one from 85. So this is March of 1985, the second week in March, and this is July 7th through the 13th, 1984. Super nerd moment right here. These are both from New York, where I am from. So this is going to be more local even than... so I've got some TV guys that are from Seattle, Washington, from the West Coast, and it's kind of different programming. So these are local. This is going to be, local time zone. Good stuff. That's a nerd moment, but whatever. 2 TV guides, $2. Love them. Can't wait to go through these and just check out what was airing back in the day. There was a Blu-ray seller there. Actually, it wasn't. There was a few different tables that just had random DVDs and Blu-rays. Nothing really, anything that I wanted to add except this one. This was $5. It's sealed. Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Good movie. I really like this movie a lot, and I'm glad to add it to the Blu-ray collection. I had it on VHS. A little bit of an upgrade. Stir of Echoes. Okay. Bowling fan, I told you when I was a kid, and I had a lot of I had a lot of electronic bowling games, like battery operated bowling games with LED lights and things like that. Some handheld ones I had. But this is from Coleco. This is the Bowl-atronic from Coleco. I do remember this. I don't know if I had this particular one, but I do remember, pretty much how to play. You controlled your ball or your light while it tried to hit the pins or other lights, with some of these curve buttons, a straight ball, a curve ball. I think you would kind of mess around with the keypad there a little bit to get, the LED light to hit the other lights in the right spot, maybe get a strike. It keeps score. You can see up there, maybe you can't, but there's a little score. It's got a little bit of a beat up, faded price sticker on it from back in the day, but I love this thing. I was very glad to see this. It was $25. I bundled it up in a deal that ended up being $20. But officially, official Coleco, not kind of a weird off-brand, but a nice Coleco product. Bowl-atronic, love it. I don't know if this had anything to do with the professional bowler. So it says advertised on TV, which was pretty cool. I don't remember ever seeing a commercial for this, but they call your character the electronic pro bowler. So he must have been pretty talented. The guy at the toy show said it works. That would be cool if it did. He said it did. Board games, a couple board games to show you. All right, so this game I've owned. I have no recollection of it. I started remembering this game while I was standing in front of it at the toy show. I don't remember having this, but then I saw the parts and the pieces, and something just started flashing in my brain, and I knew I had it. I don't remember it. I don't remember how to play it, but I knew I had it, and so that's a must-have for me. If I had it, I have to have it now. It's a little outside of the 80s time period. This is actually from, I think it's from the late 70s or early 80s, maybe 81. I want to tell you, so, well, forget it. It's not really posted here on the box. Oh, 1977. Okay, so 1977. That doesn't mean that I didn't have it in the 80s. Obviously, games stayed on shelves for a long time. I mean, you buy Monopoly today, game was made in 1920. So this game was definitely mine in the 80s. It was released in 1977. It is Superstition. Nice horror-themed game, too. Take a look. Got a lot of kind of pop-up parts there. A coffin in the middle there. I think there's a guillotine headstone that kind of moves back and forth. I have no idea how to play. I have no recollection of how to play. All the parts are here. It's a good-looking game. The box is in nice shape. It's going to sit proudly on a shelf. A nice horror genre board game, but also one that I had as a kid. Milton Bradley's Superstition from 1977. Another little sub-genre of mine, board games, but TV show board games and game show board games. So I've got a nice little collection of game show board games. I've got Double Dare, the Nickelodeon game. I've got Jeopardy, Tic-Tac-Toe, Wheel of Fortune, Pyramid, Classic Concentration, Win, Lose, or Draw, Let's Make a Deal, Family Feud, and the Newlywed Game. Well, I was kind of running out. Oh, I have the prices right as well. I figured that's pretty much getting down to it, right? I mean, what else as far as, TV game shows had its own board game until I saw this. And I didn't remember ever seeing this before, but it's the TV version of Scrabble. And I do recall Scrabble having its own game show, TV game show. TV game shows, just amazing. I mean, they're back now, but TV game shows from the 80s were fantastic. They were a staple of weekday morning television. You would watch some cartoons. Your game shows would start at like 9. They'd go to noon, and then you'd watch your soap operas. Not me. I was in school, but, if you were an adult and you were home, it was, game shows, soap operas for housewives or house dads or whatever. So this is TV Scrabble. Pretty cool, nice bright colorful box. Everything is in here. Nice heavy game. This is from '87. Packed full of all the parts. Again, it's got some weight to it. Nice little addition to the subgenre TV show, game show, board games. My last piece, my favorite piece. My kid gets into weird action figure interests. He was with the turtles, so I had to buy him a whole bunch of turtles, and then I bought me turtles and did my collection. Now he's into what's he into? He's into Rambo figures. He's into Chuck Norris figures. So, he sees them in catalogs. He sees them in my old catalogs, and he likes them for some reason. So I'm grabbing him a couple of Chuck Norris figures from Christmas, or for Christmas. Of course, I'm buying myself some. So I'm officially starting my Chuck Norris action figure collection. It's a very easy collection to complete. There's only a handful of figures. They are super cheap, loose. I'm not going to buy them carded. I don't need them on card. I'm going to get them loose and complete. Excuse me. And I'll be able to do that relatively inexpensively. So I saw this, and this officially, this makes it official. I'm definitely going to be doing the Chuck Norris collection now because I spent $50 on this bad boy. Looked them up on eBay in the car, and this is a $70 to $80, $90 boxed item. Not only boxed, but this is case fresh. Not necessarily mint and perfect box. Case fresh, meaning this guy bought a case of these. These have never been opened. So this is the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos Corvette. This is from the cartoon line. So Chuck Norris had the world's briefest cartoon, 5 episodes. And from those 5 episodes came an action figure line. That probably lasted 1 or 2 years. I think they put out all the characters in the first wave. So I think the action figure line only lasted 1 year too. But this is the Corvette that Chuck Norris drives. And of course this is the boxed and sealed version of the Corvette. So everything is in here. Now, what do I do with a case fresh, boxed, never seen the light of day figure or vehicle? I remove it from the package. That's right. So, we're going to cut that 30-year-old tape off. We're going to dig on in here. And we're going to pull this bad boy out. That's what I like to see. Sealed, people. Sealed. These are sort of like discs, like shooting discs that would project from the car, almost like shooting stars, So anyway, here's your beautiful, never removed from the package, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos Corvette. What am I going to do with that? I am going to take it off of this cardboard, and I am going to display it on a shelf next to its box. But just wanted to show you that I meant business when I unbox case fresh, never before opened product. Got a little rubber band holding this thing on its box. Let's see if I can. There we go. Who needs that? Here we go. Here's your Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Beautiful, case fresh, minty mint. These guys are supposed to stay in there. That's supposed to stay down somehow. Pretty neat. Look at this thing. Love it. Does some fun stuff. So that was marked for 65. Talked him down to 50. I had noticed the same seller literally had the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos car in box for the past 3 toy shows. So come low, come at $50. He swoops it up, and I get away with saving $15. Of course, we have A little insert. Kenner says we really do care. We make each toy with a tender, loving care. If there's a problem with your toy as you receive it, please let us know. It's nice of them. Kenner cares. That's my toy show haul, people. Good day, good Sunday. You're seeing this on Monday. It is Sunday, and I love me some Sunday toy show. So definitely comment, subscribe. I'm getting up there in subscribers. It's pretty cool. I've been doing this a month and a half now, and I'm up to 45 or 46 subscribers, which really makes me happy. I know there are people with thousands and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of subscribers. I don't care. I love all my 46 people. Love the comments. Love the fact that you tune in and check me out. Let me know what you think of my stuff. If you want to see anything in more detail, let me know. And we'll be back with some more videos later in the week. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.